Pursuit of progress.
I'm Gautam Mukunda. Tonight on Greater Boston, late and mistake-riddled, the new FAFSA form is causing more harm than good for most college hopefuls and counselors across the U.S. GBH's education reporter, Kirk Carapezza, is here, along with the head of the state's School Counselors Association, to discuss. Then, forget Valentine's Day. What about Galentine's Day? GBH's Callie Crossley is here with the best ways to celebrate love this year. And the story of a local dance instructor dancing himself out of a death sentence in Haiti. As if the competitive admissions process and impending student debt weren't enough, college hopefuls now have another headache to add to their list: the FAFSA. This year, the decades-old federal student aid application rolled out late, with some serious mistakes, delaying and even preventing some students from applying. GBH's higher education reporter, Kirk Carapezza, has been covering the story. He joins me now, along with Bob Bardwell, Executive Director of the Massachusetts School Counselors Association. Kirk, tell us, what is the problem with the FAFSA this year?
Well, this is the form that's so important to millions of Americans, right? Nearly 70 million Americans fill this out every year, and it's critical for them, for these students to know how much financial aid they're going to get so they can make their college decisions, right? So this year, the issue is that it came out late, right? There was a congressional mandate for the Education Department to fix this form. The Democrats and the Biden administration claimed that they weren't given sufficient time and funds to pull this off. But what happened was it didn't come out until the end of December. That's 3 months later than it was expected. And then once it was out, it was only available for a few hours a day. There were glitches. The website would crash. One college counselor told me it was trying to get Taylor Swift tickets. The website kept crashing, or in my case, it was like Pearl Jam tickets. But the issue was these students can't fill out the forms so that they can find out how much scholarships they're receiving from the colleges, and so they can't make their decisions. And in the end, this really threatens to harm, the very students that the form is intended to help the most.
I see. So, Bob, it's your fellow counselors are the ones who are trying to manage this problem and solve it. Can you tell us how they're doing that and how this is impacting their lives?
Well, we're doing the best we can. As was mentioned, it's come out late, so we're 3 months behind schedule. And there's been a lot of bumps, and there's still some issues that need to be addressed. What's most problematic is that colleges won't receive any of this data until mid-March at the earliest. And typically, they've already received this information in January for those that have applied. Previously, the opening of the form was on October 1. So again, 3 months behind, and you're dealing with delays for the colleges. So if they're not going to start getting the information from the federal government until mid-March, that means students probably won't be getting financial aid packages until sometime in April. Typically, students have until May 1 to make a decision and make a deposit on which school they want to apply to. But with this all being pushed back, we're going to have a very short time period for students to evaluate all their offers of admission and financial aid offers. So it's threatening that May 1 deadline. A lot of schools are postponing or pushing their deadline to June 1st. So it's just become a really challenge for students and counselors who are advising them, as well as colleges who need this information sooner.
So for those of us who last filled out this form considerably longer ago than we want to admit, what is involved in filling this out that you need months to do it?
Well, it's notoriously complex, and a lot of financial aid information, tax information. Some advocates think that, they should just eliminate the form altogether and say, well, if the IRS already has your tax information, why do students have to fill out this additional form? They have simplified it, and those counselors and students that have filled it out successfully say that it is easier. One of the major issues, or I would say one of the key glitches, was that the new form didn't account for inflation, and that is taking a long time to correct on the back end. And so that's where the delay is. You can log on and fill out the form now, but the colleges won't know how much to award because they're still figuring out how to account for that mistake. But yeah, it's a notoriously complex form, and I think the concern that I'm hearing from some of counselors that Bob works with and the students is that some students might not get the help that they need. Right? We have there's a inequity in the system here where students in rural and urban districts might not have as much help as students in more wealthy suburban districts, right? Or even families that can afford to pay private advisors to help their families fill out these forms. So some students might just give up on this, and that's a major concern. concern. Others might fill it out, but they might not get the aid that they need in time, and they might not decide to go to college altogether. And I think, you have to ask, why does that matter to the rest of us who are out of college? I mean, this comes at a time where we need more students in college, and we need more college graduates to meet the workforce demand, and we've lost, 1 million college students over the last decade.
So the Department of Education has taken some steps, I believe, to try and improve this process and kind of rescue the situation. They're deploying federal personnel to under-resourced schools, funding for technical assistance, they're reducing verification requirements, and they're suspending program reviews for eligibility.
Right.
Are you seeing any signs that this is helping?
Yeah, so the Education Department announced this earlier this month. The idea is to have a FAFSA college support strategy, and I think the key thing is to provide, quote, high-need colleges with the support they need to process these applications more quickly, to remove some of the bureaucracy. I think the concerns that I'm hearing are coming from the college counselors, because they don't think that this changes anything on the front lines. They're still the ones dealing with the students to get these forms in.
So, Bob, it's your counselors who are on the front lines, and I mean, so on average, there are 408 students being managed by each college counselor. In Massachusetts, we're a little bit luckier than that. It's 362 to 1. Talk to us. I think most people have little sense of what that involves. Talk to us about what trying to get 362 of these forms in is like for Massachusetts counselors. Sure.
Well, that's an average of counselors to students, but it will depend on the school because not every counselor is assigned seniors. So you may have, of those 400, say you have 100 in each grade. But if your ratio is lower than that, then you may have fewer seniors, or some counselors only do seniors, or they rotate, or what we call loop with the group. So they might only do the college piece every 4 years. So it depends where you are at. But yes, you have, whether you have 20 or 80 or 100, it's still a lot, especially if their needs are great. And obviously, as you mentioned, in our rural and urban areas, we have students with greater needs, perhaps, and fewer resources. So they might only have the person in school to help them. And if that person isn't clear because they're learning along with them, right? I think that's one of the challenges of anything new is I'm learning along with my students what the form is like and how it's different. And next year will be better because I'll know what happened this year, but it's a real challenge right now. So, and keep in mind, for many of our counselors, the college admission piece is only one piece of what they do. They are still responsible for scheduling and working with academic issues, and they still may be responsible for students' mental health challenges. And as we know, those are greater now than ever before. So on top of all the other day-to-day stuff, you're now presented with this newer challenge in a shorter period of time. And, college application and financial aid is stressful as it is. And now you're adding this next newer level and higher intensity. Like, if I don't get aid, I can't go to school. And now aid is being held up by the federal government. So there's a lot of frustration, even though the students may have filled out. There's about 4,000 who have already filled out the application thus far in this cycle, but they're just in a holding pattern. They've done what they can, but now they just have to wait. And waiting as a teenager is hard enough. And now waiting to this form will determine whether I can go to college and what school I may go to. And it's being held up due to no fault of my own. I've done what I needed to do when I needed to do it. And now the federal government in this case is holding up. And I get why, it needs to be right, but it's just unfortunate that our students are suffering as a result.
Yeah, I remember as a teenager, I think patience was a big part of my emotional spectrum. So, I mean, is there anything that the state government can do that it hasn't done so far?
I mean, some schools are working with nonprofit organizations like You Aspire or Bottom Line that are, they have counselors and administrators who are trained in working in the schools. I mean, they're trying to step in and make sure people know that, that it is available. The form is available. You can fill it out. It's just there's this waiting game. Some colleges have pushed the deadline. The deadline is usually May 1st to make a decision, but it's only a handful of schools that have done that so far. There is a push from agencies like the American Council of Education to kind of encourage more schools to push these deadlines out further. But if you're a young, low-income student and you're debating whether you should go into the workforce immediately and make money for your family and to put food on the table or go to college, and this huge question mark is hanging over your college decision, you can see how this might affect your ultimate decision.
Sure. And Bob, any message that you want to convey to the students and parents who might be watching the show, thinking about this, how they're going to handle the next few weeks and months?
Sure. Well, first of all, fill out the form and do what you need to do now. And not everyone can. Let's make that point too, that some students whose parents don't have a social security number are still limited in not being able to fill that out. So that's a kink in the system that hasn't been worked out yet. So that obviously will involve or impact a great number of students. So, however, if you can do it, and as was mentioned earlier, it is called the Better FAFSA, and it is simplified. You do pull the data directly from the IRS. So if you've completed your taxes, then obviously that helps. So families who have done what they need to do will probably be in good shape other than waiting. And as I mentioned earlier, waiting is really hard. Students and families are impatient. They want to know. But the good news is nobody else is getting it, right? So it's not like I'm getting a decision and you're not. We're all in the same boat. We have to wait and we have to be patient. So, check the box. I've done this. I'm now waiting, and go and do something fun. Do something fun with your friends, your family, embrace this opportunity of like, hey, I got a break in my college process and I'm going to enjoy my senior year and do something fun. And then when the data starts coming in and you get that, then you start up, okay, which school am I going to go to? How am I going to, narrow down the list if I've gotten into 10 schools and I've gotten aid packages to 10 schools? How do I make that down? Because at some point I have to pick one, right? I can't go to 10 schools all at once. And so that idea is you could be doing that research, but without the aid, you don't even know, and you don't even know if you've been admitted. So if you haven't been admitted, then don't go planning to visit a school you may not get into. And then you don't know if you can afford it. So those are pieces that, again, are going to delay that process. So April and May will be very tight and will be very challenging for some students, especially if they still have a lot of colleges on their list.
Okay. Can't think of a better message to end for Valentine's Day than go out and do something fun. Kirk Carapezza, Bob Bardwell, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Valentine's Day is all about romantic love, but the day before is all about friendship. Thanks to Parks and Rec's Leslie Knope.
What's Galentine's Day? Oh, it's only the best day of the year. Every February 13th, my lady friends and I leave our husbands and our boyfriends at home and we just come and kick it breakfast style. Ladies celebrating ladies.
GBH News' Callie Crossley celebrates Galentine's Day every year. She joins me now with some of her favorite holiday traditions. Callie, I think we have to make a special thank you for joining us today because you had to heroically fight your way through the blizzard that paralyzed all of Boston last night, and we know that took extra special effort.
Well, I would have, but they canceled the event. Yeah, no, Galentine's Day is so fun. And who knew that just one sort of offhand comment by a figure people, Amy Poehler is real, but Leslie is not.
In my world, Leslie is real.
Okay. Started a huge trend, and it's so fun because it's the best way to celebrate women's friendships, which, as you know, are long and enduring. So
long and enduring indeed. So how do you celebrate Galentine's Day?
Well, you could do the brunch thing, which is how Leslie originally prescribed it, but I prefer like dinners with friends or just gatherings in general where you're just chatting away the whole night. And of course, we have this lovely wine here. We always have a little wine along with it because wine is good at brunch and other times.
And other times, indeed. So why don't we enjoy that?
Well, this is a Black Girl Magic Rosé. And, of course, if we're going to celebrate wine, let's celebrate some wine with women at the helm of the company. And this company is Robin and Andrea McBride. And they own one of the largest Black-owned wine companies in the country. And this is, as a lot of good dry rosés are, a little citrus on the palate, but a lot of strawberry aromas. It's really quite delicious. There is another one that I like as well called Yes Way Jose. That's by two women friends as well. Cheers. And they are Erica Blumenthal and Nikki Hugoner, and they made an Instagram account in 2013 as a joke, and then it became a whole wine company. So their rosé wine, Yes Way Jose, is quite fun.
Well, that sounds like a blast. And I think Valentine's Day can sort of be hard for people sometimes because there's this focus on romantic love. I tell my single friends, what you really need to do is find someone who looks at you the way our dogs look at my wife. That's true devotion. But this is sort of a way to turn it on its head.
Well, it is. And we should also note that even though Valentine's Day has that sort of overlay of it's all must be romantic love, that 93% of Americans engage in the holiday with friends, with families, however you want to do it. And there's a lot of retail involved with this. So the National Retail Federation has kindly pointed out that the roses, the candy, the flowers go not just to a romantic friend, but also to others that we just love and respect.
Yeah, and I'm sure that makes it very easy to explain why you're sending flowers to people you're not currently in a relationship with.
Yes, that's true. Believe it or not, roses are third down in terms of what's most popular to give for Valentine's Day, even though it's a $3 billion industry.
My goodness, and what's first and second?
Candy, and then the first is greeting cards.
I think of candy as something that you can give for any occasion.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But you know, there's special chocolate and special heart-shaped candies for this occasion, so it's great.
So what's your favorite Valentine's Day memory?
I think PJ parties. With a women's group, and we travel together, but when we come to one location here in Boston, we just have PJ parties, which would seem to be something we'd leave back in middle school, but it's so fun as adult women to get together and chit and chat and have some wine and just relax in each other's company. I mean, the whole thing is about building relationships, strong female relationships. That's the whole thing.
I mean, we should take something from middle school that's more fun than algebra, so that seems like a great idea.
Absolutely, that is the case. And there's nothing more exciting and interesting and fulfilling, I will have to say. I don't know what you guys do, but an overnight conversation into the wee hours with some good gal pals, well, that's pretty good.
As a guy, I express my affection for my male friends by making fun of them. It is our key form of communication.
That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
So we enjoy each other. We might sing a song or two to celebrate women's friendship and just be in each other's presence.
So, obviously we're having a lot of fun with this, and we should, but I sort of say this actually strikes me as being really important.
Yeah.
Because there's all this research on the loneliness epidemic in the United States.
That's right.
And how people are more socially isolated than they used to be. I learned this morning that this blows my mind that I saw this in the Atlantic, that women who have pets 20 years ago would spend more time with other people than their pet, and today spend more time actively engaged with their pet than with any person.
It's really shocking, isn't it?
I mean, honestly, I prefer my dog's company to most people too, so that seems totally kind of reasonable. But it does seem to me that what you're getting at here is more than just, oh, we're all having fun. That there is a deeper meaning to these sorts of connections that you're seeking out.
And there's also very specific research about how women's friendships enhance women's overall being, not just personally, but in their careers, and because it's something about it's endorphin-like, really, is really what it comes down to, and it just gives women another kind of special connection. So you're right about the loneliness, which is, if people don't know the stats, it's huge now. A lot of people not talking about it, but it's real, has its own designation in the mental health profession group, because it's so intense. So this is actually a way to encourage people to create the bonds that so often, maybe because of social media, maybe because where everybody's got their hand face down and not communicating face to face, it gets tougher and tougher. So, I mean, there is that. I think to help build connections, whether it's romantic or not, is a great time to celebrate that once a year. Well, let's do it. And by the way, I'm both a Galentine and a Valentine's Day person. I don't want to be greedy, but I got flowers from the sweetie today. I like that. Why not enjoy both?
Callie, I think that's what I will drink to both Galentine's Day and Valentine's Day with you.
Cheers.
To many more to come too.
Thank you.
Jean Apollon danced himself out of a death sentence in Haiti and has been dancing through life ever since. He broke it all down on GBH's original series, Stories from the Stage. And we bring you his story now as part of a partnership with that show and this one.
Every Sunday, around maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, there is this beautiful woman in Haiti teaching, but with a very heavy accent. And I'm like, wow, it's like a goddess. Her name was Lavinia Williams. She was one of the principal dancers at the Alvin Ailey, but she had a passion for Haiti, and she came to Haiti to teach dance, to teach technique. I was like, wow, one day I would like to be just like her. Years later, Miss Lavinia ended up dying in Haiti from some disease or some complications. So I was maybe 6 years old when I saw her. And by the age of 13, I went to school, and suddenly I've seen a group of people coming, oh, who wants to dance? And I'm like, all the boys were like, and all the girls were like, yes. So I was the only boy who went to audition for this school, and some of the girls, but they didn't take the girls, they only took me. And my dad didn't know nothing about it. So one day I got to that school and dancing, finished dancing, sweating, and I'm walking out. My uncle just said, okay, let's go. Come with me. I'm gonna tell your dad that you're dancing. So my dad was like, how dare you dancing? Because I told you to go to martial arts school. I said, Dad, this is my passion. He said, quit that thing. So I was very much disciplined that night. So it was a Wednesday night. So on Friday night, pick up my clothes and then put a bunch of volleyball clothes into my bags. And my father was like, where are you going? I said, to volleyball practice. I said, are you sure? I said, yes. So I went straight into that school and dancing. I never knew anything about volleyball. So 1991 came, and we had pretty much the worst day of our life, because I woke up pretty much 8 o'clock in the morning because we were getting ready to go to school, me and my two brothers. And my father was like, okay, we're gonna go to school because it's the month after winter break. And suddenly the street was like filthy with like tire burning, houses burning, and all this chaos happening on the street. And I'm like, oh, what's going on again? So my father said, wait here. I'm gonna go out the street. I'm coming right back, and I'm gonna get you guys to school. I'm like, Dad, please don't go, because I see the street is very troubling, because my father was very, very involved into politics. So suddenly, I didn't hear nothing, and I hear people screaming, they're killing your dad outside. I'm like, what? Not my dad. I couldn't believe it, because my brothers were crying, and I'm like trying to register, because I'm the oldest. So I'm trying to register, what's going on? And my grandmother was like, let's get out here, because they're killing your dad right now, so let's go. So suddenly, maybe 30 minutes later, I've seen people coming in with my dead body parts, pretty much, to my house. And I'm like, no way. I still cannot, even today I'm talking about it, I cannot believe it. Because my dad was so alive and he was so loving as a dad. And I'm like, where is my dad? And everybody was like, okay, we're gonna kill those 3 boys because we don't want them to come back to revenge. And I'm like, oh my God. So we end up going hiding for like maybe 6 months. And I'm like, what I'm gonna be doing? Because I was dancing, I was practicing. So the school, when I went back to school after 6 months, and this lady said to me, you can be somebody or you can be nothing. I know the tragedy that you just, suffered is gonna be messing up your mind, but you can definitely do it through dance. I'm like, oh. She said, do whatever you want, but I think dance can save you. So I tried, do my best every day, coming to her school and learn. And suddenly I felt better. I'm like, wow, dance is really happening. So I keep on dancing. And my mother said, no, Haiti is not gonna be for you anymore. And we came straight to Boston, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be with my mom, and I'm not gonna see any chaos anymore in Haiti, And I'm like, okay, but I'm not gonna dance anymore, because my mom was like, you're supposed to be a pastor. You cannot be dancing. I'm like, Ma, forget about pastor, I really wanna dance. But I was in Cambridge. And she said, no, you're not gonna be dancing. If you dance, I'm gonna shred your passport, send you back to Haiti. Like, okay, no more my dad, but my mom is gonna give me a challenge. Suddenly I heard music and drums. I'm like, there is something happening here. Across the street from me was the dance complex. So my mother walked me out and she said, if you go to this building, you are out of my house. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go there. It was on Monday. So Wednesday came, and I'm like, yes, dancing. So from then, my mother was like, okay, you're so persistent to dance, keep on dancing. And I ended up going to New York City with a scholarship with the Alvin Ailey. I graduated with the Joffrey Ballet. Keep on dancing, and my mother now, if I wake up one day, I don't go to dance class, she's like, are you sick? I'm like, no, I'm not sick. But to really tell you the way dance really made me who I am today, and still like trying to reach out to other kids in Haiti too, to make sure that they're okay, because a lot of kids, just like myself, are completely messed up with so much chaos. Not only destruction from earthquakes, but so many wrongdoing are happening in Haiti. So we go to Haiti every summer for like 2 months and teaching kids who's like really want to dance, but they don't have no money to dance. So we give them free classes, free yoga, and keep them on their feet. So to me, dance really, really made me who I am today. So thank you again for listening.
You can catch more Stories from the Stage Mondays at 9:30 p.m. on World and Fridays at 8 here on GBH2, or anytime on the Stories from the Stage Facebook page and YouTube channel. And next month, you can catch some stories in person at the Stories from the Stage Women in Action event. For tickets and more info, head to gbh.org/events. That's it for tonight, but come back tomorrow. Local migrant shelters are nearing capacity as the state looks for other housing options. We'll dig into the plan and how inaction in Congress on immigration is making things worse in Massachusetts. That and more tomorrow at 7. Thanks for watching. I'm Gautam Mukunda, and good night.
Wait, did I just commit a crime? Hey folks, I'm Edgar B. Harwick III from GBH's Curiosity Desk, where you ask questions and I find answers. Today's question comes courtesy of Betty Davis from Gloucester, Massachusetts, who wants to know, is it in fact a crime to remove these labels? Now, you find these guys on pillows, mattresses, even a lot of winter coats, and the reason why is because you cannot see what is inside of those items. Now, today, pillows, for example, are usually stuffed with feathers or cotton or some kind of synthetic material. But according to Maggie Terry, back in the day, they put some pretty gnarly stuff in the stuffing.
I mean, it used to be years ago, they'd throw anything they wanted to into the bedding. Newspapers, dirty rags.
Horsehair, used hospital or hotel mattresses, corn husks.
Sweepings off the floor, part of their lunches, droppings, I mean, anything.
For starters, that's disgusting. And furthermore, it's dangerous and unhealthy. So today, a lot of states require these labels that tell you what is inside of the item. And it is against the law to remove them. Sort of. Retailers and manufacturers can be fined if they remove the labels, but once you buy it or I buy it, if you read closely, most of these end with the line, except by the consumer. So there you have it. Feel free to rip away. Don't forget to follow and tell us what you are curious about, because hey, I might just look into it for you. I'm Edgar B. Harwick III. Stay curious out there.
It launched